Eli was, just a great kid, just full of energy, loved everything. He was just in awe of everything. Science was his thing. He won the science fair, the district science fair twice. First place, he got third place in the county one year and first place in the county another year. So that was right up his alley. When he went to high school, he played football as a sophomore at Santiago and then rode on the bike team. A quiet kid, but a lot of friends, and I miss him every day. I mean, there's nothing that I don't see driving down the street, walking through my house, that I don't see him, and I was lucky enough to actually have him in my class. So to be able to see him in that whole other environment, as a student, it just hurts to know the potential that he had. And he had plans, he thought about either, possibly going to the Air Force or doing something with like HVAC or construction. He was really good with his hands, loved working on his truck, loved working with RC cars, just had that natural ability to look at something and fix it. And that was Eli. I think he was going to do some great things in life. Eli was 17 years old. This was being his senior year. He was going to graduate from Centennial. He was going to be graduating a semester early, but he had struggled with ADHD since he was a kid, took Concerta when he was in 6th grade, and then 7th grade kind of went off of it, didn't really like the way it made him feel. I think the thing that bothers my wife and I is that, whereas he didn't like the way that those drugs made him feel as a younger kid, as he got older, it changed. So what we didn't know was that he was placing orders online. We as parents didn't even know this was an option, but apparently he was able to go on Snapchat, from what I'm finding out from his friends after the fact, and ordering things online. They were delivering them to the mailbox in brown paper boxes. And he was asking for the keys to the mailbox, didn't think anything about it, thought he was being a nice son going to pick up the mail, but he was actually having things delivered. We also found out that he was able to order things and people would drive up like an Uber, and he'd go to the window and give them cash and they would give him pills. He had thought he had bought a Xanax bar, but it happened to be laced with fentanyl. And 1-2 grains of fentanyl can kill you, and that's what ultimately killed him. On the night that he died, he was actually in quite a good mood, went to bed fairly early, and I had this feeling, woke up around 2 o'clock, went upstairs, and I found him slumped over on his computer and tried to revive him, spent about 40 minutes to no avail. I knew at that point that he had passed. Honestly, your kids, how they've acted over the course of their life, however many years it is. Once you see any changes, then monitor them, talk to them, have conversations with them, ask them what's going on. They may not tell you right away, but the more and more you talk, the more and more you ask, talk to their friends, talk to their friends' parents. That's the positive part of this for me, is that I have found out that other students that I have taught, other people that I knew, some of other Eli's friends were going through the same situation. And having conversations with them, they opened up to me about their problems and their issues, and they've kind of, told me about it, and I've been able to try to help them with this situation, and hopefully they can make some good decisions. And knock on wood, right now, we're 9 months, almost 9 months exactly from the day Eli died, and so far they're doing well. We started the Eli Calvillo Wellness Charitable Foundation in his name, and the goal of that foundation is to help out students that may have either gone through some of these same things and come out on the right end. Also, we're looking at students who may be thinking out of the box, maybe not necessarily going to a 4-year college, but possibly a trade school. We've helped out a couple of kids who just maybe did not have the funds to be able to play sports. We have a 6th grade award at Todd and an 8th grade award at Todd in his name, and it's a Think Out of the Box award. Yeah, it's for the students who they may not be straight A students, but they just make you think. They do things differently, and that was Eli. That is our goal, to help students that that need help.